So we're all quite familiar with one of America's most notorious serial killers, Ted Bundy. I won't bore you with his entire life story again, as we've all heard it a million times, but back in 1974, Ted had begun to impersonate police officers in an attempt to lure in new victims. One of these young victims was a teenager named DaRonch, who lived in Utah at the time. She first crossed paths with Ted at a nearby shopping mall, and she recalled how calmly he approached her and informed her that he believed her car had just been broken into. He pulled out an official police badge and requested that she come down to the station with him and file a proper police report, so that the crime could be taken care of and repairs to her car could be made at no expense to her, should they be able to catch the perpetrator, that is. She agreed and decided to ride with him to the police station. She then told her story in a documentary known as the Ted Bundy tapes, and stated that they headed down a lonely side street, allegedly heading in the direction of the police station. However, along the way, Ted pulled off on the side of the road just outside of an elementary school. This was the moment when Carol began to suspect that something was very wrong, and alarm bells began to ring in her mind. She says that he then pulled out a pair of handcuffs and managed to place one of them on her wrist. She says that at that moment, she realized he was not a real cop and began to fear for her life. According to Carol, her first thought was that her parents would likely never find out what happened to her. Luckily though, dissimilar to many of Ted's other victims, Carol managed to fight him off and escape his grasp with virtually no injuries, at least no physical injuries. Her mental state is an entirely different story. Later on, she testified against Bundy in court and was one of the key witnesses that landed Bundy's conviction. Her story is very often overlooked, but if it weren't for Carol's story and bravery, there's a good chance that Bundy could still be a free man to this day. Following her testimony, Bundy was convicted and lost his life via electric chair in 1989. But that's the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to click that like button. If you loved it, be sure to share, subscribe, and maybe consider supporting me on Patreon. But I've been Ty Knotts, you guys have been lovely, and I'll see you in the next video.